Welcome to the Awakening Podcast. You can find all our episodes on awakeningpodcast.org. My guest today, frustrated with the inappropriate content available for their 4 children, Curtis and Cara set out to create a streaming service tailored for the average viewer, one that provides quality, safe and enjoyable content suitable for all ages, free from political bias. They created We the Studios. So, please welcome from Florida, USA, Cara Leopardo. I usually struggle with surnames, so.
You got it. Pleased to be here. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, no problem. So, I mean, as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, this is good because, I mean, like I'd watch Netflix. My youngest child is 10 and it's like, I'm just disgusted at what I see. So, obviously with 4 kids. So I'd like to kind of go back and like, what was it that kind of made you go, hey, we want to start creating something different?
So I'll give you the elevator pitch going just a little bit back to my career. I worked in Hollywood for 17 years, commercials, print, music videos. My husband worked in feature film. Together, we started a production company where we produce reality TV for networks. And during that process, as time went on, and elections happened, we started realizing there was an agenda and it was becoming extremely progressive. At the time, we didn't have kids. Obviously, when we started in the business, once you have children, you start viewing the world a little bit different. You add a second child to the mix. Okay, you start realizing some things. And there was a lead that we got from a major network that asked us to find Pronound kids in 2013. 2013.
Whoa.
So this happens occasionally. For example, we were asked to find a specific type of a cowboy. I had never heard of it. You go to Google and you find it. Well, so we did the same thing with the Pronoun kids, thinking it's something innocent or who knows. This is a network based towards children and we couldn't find any documentation on it. So we went back to the network and said, we need a description. What is this exactly that we're supposed to find? And when the network gave us the mandate and the description of what it was, we were flabbergasted. This was 12 to 14-year-old children who did not identify with a specific gender and had mixed things that they identified as, which at that time we realized was a pronoun, with the support of their parents. And at that time, 2 small children living in Hollywood, we said, that's it, we're out, and we left the business. So that's kind of the backstory. So kind of knowing how long this has been in the works, so to speak, I started realizing, you sit down with your little ones and you watch television and noticing things in the frame and certain verbiage and really understanding that entertainment is not necessarily always entertainment. It's called programming for a reason. You are being programmed. And I just said, I can do one of 2 things. I can sit here and complain and do nothing, or I can take the set of skills that I have, put them to action and make TV for normal people. And that's exactly what we've done at We the Studios. We've created TV for your normal, everyday person, free from political bias, no agenda, just normal TV, men and women, boys and girls, moms and dads, and that's it.
And I mean, you're mentioning, over 10 years ago. Who do you think is actually pushing this agenda? Because I don't think it's the networks. I mean, if you look back in World Economic Forum and everything, there's so many strings and so many people think who's controlling what. And like, what's your thoughts on that? Who's the ones that's really pulling the strings?
So I think like fashion or entertainment or anything else, there's definitely somebody at the top that's kind of sprinkling things down. I mean, for example, when you look at fashion lines these days, it's metallic and every single label will have something that's metallic and it's really interesting. So kind of the same thing with the networks. I don't know who exactly, but there's definitely somebody at the top that's pushing things down and says, this is the agenda and this is what we're doing. And unfortunately, I have courage and I have a brain and I have critical thinking skills. And I've provided an alternative platform for people to have entertainment free from programming and free from an agenda.
Excellent. And I suppose you've probably noticed it as well, that once you see something, I mean, it's for example, like say the trails that are spraying us with, when you see it, you will see it all the time. And then you start seeing it in movies as well. And you're going, oh, they're even showing this. They're even showing it in their green screens because they want people to think it's normal. But like no matter what you see, whether it's demonic numbers or whatever what they're doing, the minute that you come off this frequency that you kind of know what they're doing, you spot it a mile away, yet you could be next to somebody that thinks you're crazy because they think, no way could they be doing this, but you know deep down 100% they're doing this.
I think big truths for most people are very difficult to digest for some reason. A small lie is fine, but a big truth is impossible. So it's so heartbreaking to come to the realization that perhaps content that you're consuming and a brand that you grew up on is not doing you a service, but actually harming you and your child. It's a very big. It's very difficult to digest, I imagine, for the average person. However, we've done studies at We the Studios. So, we put groups of people together. We had them view our content. We had them view other people's content and, did some surveys afterwards. And what we found was when you view our content, people felt good. They were more relaxed, they were calm, and they were happy. When they watched other content, they were uptight, they were stressed out, they were aggressive, and they were aggravated. So there's definitely something in the content today and the programming, so to speak, that's just not good for the average person. And when you walk away from that and when you deprogram, so to speak, I think you will just feel really, really good.
I'm not sure if you've actually incorporated this, but I know that they modified the sound frequency as well for music. And is that something that can be changed? Because there's always music in whatever program that you're putting on, and let's not call it program, series, film, that is it possible that you can have the different frequency? Because they're supposed to be healing. The proper one, I think, is 334 as opposed to 340. Is that something that you've incorporated?
We have not, so to speak, but that's absolutely something we should definitely look into, because our network mandate at We the Studios is to educate and inspire. And with those two things, you need to have a positive outlook for what you're consuming. So that's definitely something I would love to look into. And I have heard of that, by the way, and I do believe in that. Absolutely. I do believe in frequencies and energy, and all of those things kind of affect the way that you're feeling. If you wake up and you say, I'm going to have a great day, that's an energy and that's a choice. You're going to have a great day. If you wake up and just say, the world sucks, I'm going to have a horrible day, well, that's what you're going to get too. So sometimes we need to spoon feed our consumer perhaps and give them a positive frequency so that they have a great day, because life is short. I believe life is too short, and we need to enjoy the time that we have here and just be happy and be positive and really surround our children with that as well, not demonic behavior that's currently represented. The left always says they're not represented, they have no representation. I think it's actually the complete opposite. I don't know that traditional values are represented recently in music, in television, in film, or really anywhere. They're not represented. We are not represented. They are represented. So we're trying to counter that culture. And that's kind of how you win this thing, is making being normal cool again. Some of these, recent songs that, even me as a grown up, it's painful to my ears to listen to some of these lyrics that, women and mothers would speak like this in a public platform, let alone our daughters and our sons are listening to this types of stuff. Absolutely pornographic songs that are played on the radios, and we're supposed to just accept it as normal. Absolutely not. That's not even bedroom talk. That is just straight up pornography and disgusting, and it really doesn't have a place in society, let alone in a normal place in society.
And I think, we as parents as well, if you look at all these artists, when you do realize that they're demonic, because then you see it, or if they've been on a certain flight log to a certain island, you go, it's my choice whether I listen on Spotify or not. The minute I see somebody like that, I just remove it. I don't want to support them. I don't want to fund them. And it should be the same with your kids, like that you let them know these aren't good. And if you see the events and all the demonic stuff that they're doing, like what you're creating is actually perfect, because there's a lot of people frustrated in the world. They're extremely angry and they tend to go attacking this. And that is not the solution. You have got the solution. Everyone is doing their thing. The solution is to create something better so that the nice people leave it. They stop following these people, and it's all about the dollar. And it's like, if they're not getting the funding, they no longer start creating this crappy content that people is changing the world for the negative, and they start flowing towards yourselves and go, hey, I feel good after about this. Oh, this is giving me good advice. My life is changing for the better. So, look, I commend you for what you've created.
Thank you so much. And you actually hit the nail on the head. I mean, this is definitely, my husband and I consider this, and so does everybody at We the Studios, our form of public service. This is not something that we need to do. We're independently successful outside of We the Studios, and we could have just continued our life on and completely ignored the situation at hand. But we have a unique set of skills that we wanted to put into play. And it's really, really funny, because if you just put these skills before people, they start to realize we can change culture. If you look at what our boys are wearing, what our daughters are wearing, what they're listening to, it doesn't matter what policies you have in your legislative, in Washington, D.C. or wherever you live, or your state capital. It doesn't matter who your president is. If your hearts and your minds of your youth are tarnished by demonic entertainment, it doesn't matter, because ultimately those children will grow up and they're not going to be good people. They're just not. They don't have a chance. So with We the Studios, you have an opportunity to consume normal content, see what it's like to have a mother and a father in a household, see what it's like to have a boy and a girl and a sister and a brother that take gymnastics, play basketball. They're not hyper focused on their gender or their sexuality. That is not for children. If adults want to do that, I believe in, freedom for adults, but not for children. And certain things need to be age appropriate, and exposing our children to sexual content at young ages. It's just completely wrong. It's just so wrong. And we need to give an alternative. And once you see that it's available, you probably won't want to go back. And I have a strong suspicion, and whether they believe it or not, but once we start taking market share away from Hollywood, they might roll back their progressive agenda a little bit, because they're going to realize people just don't want it. And whether they're truly, become normal and they truly don't want to indoctrinate our kids, doesn't matter. That will mean we won the war, because if there's more good, wholesome content on TV, that's just better for everybody. So we welcome the competition, and we welcome Hollywood to start being normal again.
Right. So the name, We the Studio, how did that come about?
So We the Studios, we're motivated by We the People. We didn't want to, this is all encompassing of all people, of all races, of all genders, of all ages. Our youngest icon, which is what we're calling our stars, we're calling them icon, is just 6 years old. So this is really representative of anybody that sees themselves as normal, that has traditional values, whether they're American values or anywhere in the world, that just wants to have, a mom and a dad and a boy and a girl and just a good life. So We the Studios really represents, we the people, We the Studios. We're representing everybody. We have mixed race people. We have all kinds. It's funny because just somehow naturally we're and this word has been demonized, but diverse. But it's been natural, because we have really worked very, very hard on casting people with great value systems and talented and likability factor. And somehow all of these people have extremely diverse backgrounds, but for legitimate reasons. So I find that comical that somehow we have diversity at We the Studios, but it's based on merit. It's not based upon skin color.
Excellent. And I had seen a few of the trailers, because I was looking down what was on your platform, and there's a family with mixed kids, and it's beautiful. And basically the father was saying, like, we don't look at them as a skin color, and that's what it's about. It's like, and like, even when I hear elections and they're talking about, we tried to get the black vote, we're trying to get this, the Latino vote, I hate hearing that. I just like they're all people. Why do you actually decide for, I'm going for, you're a black person? I have friends, I never call them a black person or a Muslim person or a this person. I call them by their names. And I know it's sad the way we segregate them into different groups. And then people start trying to get them to stick together against the other, and it's all a game. And as soon as, like, just that movie alone, I'd say, would make people kind of go, hey, this is cool. There's not, the white children aren't hating the black children because they're classed as brother and sister, even though they're both adopted.
Well, I think identity politics is probably one of the worst things that's ever come out of politics. And additionally, it's obviously divide and conquer is kind of the strategy. Pin all of us against one another. And, that's part of what we really want to do here at We the Studios, and just say, we're all just people that want to live a better life and just be happy and enjoy our lives. And that's why our mandates are really to educate and inspire. If you can learn something from watching our fishing show, great. At the very least, you're definitely going to leave inspired. And it has nothing to do with race, gender, background, political bias, or whatever it is. It's just normal people and normal content. And you kind of hit the nail on the head. It's so many things you totally get. We the studios. It's really just TV for everybody. And it's just been such a blessing that God has given me the courage at this point in my life to take this on. And I feel like this is my purpose and why I'm here, because nobody's done it. We're the first to do it. We're not just filling a current need. We are filling a need that is not even underserved. It's not served. This is a not served market that we are serving. And I'm so honored to do it. And we're really blessed to share this with your audience.
Brilliant. And just curious. So for those that never heard it before, are you going to have movies, series, and documentaries, or what's the full plan of this?
So to start, we are a family-run network, and we are a startup, so we can't do everything all at once. So we are laser focused on television programming, so to speak, right? Look at me. I've been programmed to say that, working in Hollywood for 17 years. So we're laser focused on television. It's the fastest way to market. It's the fastest way to reach consumers, and that's what I know how to do very, very well. But we do have some really great stuff in development. We are actually currently developing our first feature film, and that will be something we'll probably announce mid-2025. But the sky is the limit. We're definitely not putting any caps on what we're doing. But to start, viewers and consumers could expect really great TV to start. And then from there, the sky's the limit. We have children's animation, which is boys and girls and moms and dads and, singing and all those types of things. So it's really just television at this point. But I think the sky's the limit. I think if it's quality, we will end up working on it.
And I'm assuming, because there's millions of people out there that hate what's going on, including people that are making documentaries and stuff. So I presume there'll be a lot of kind of partnerships as well with people, as long as they kind of are on the right wavelength and that they're coming from a place of love and doing exactly what you're trying to achieve, that they could get on board. So as it's going, it'll just spiral and just get bigger and bigger.
Yes. So currently we have 5 series that we're launching with that are original content. We also do have licensed content. We have been inundated with people reaching out with documentaries, sitcoms, all types of things that they either have in development or they've already filmed, and Hollywood doesn't want to purchase or partner with them. So you can absolutely expect a tab in We the Studios to be a We the Studios, location for documentaries and those types of things that are on brand that can reach people, obviously, where Hollywood, they don't want to put on certain things on their networks, right? They're turning down some really, really great stuff. And I've been fortunate for it to come across my desk, and we are currently optioning and licensing so many things that my mind is actually blown. I just can't even get through some of this stuff fast enough. It's remarkable.
And I suppose, like one of the people, the fishing guy, Toto, I mean, he's, I think, MMA or something. I mean, I've seen him. I don't know if he's a boxer or what, but I have seen him before. So like that would be somebody that people would be familiar with. So you might just touch on what that one is about.
So Tito Ortiz is a UFC champion 5 times over. And, I really like taking people that obviously have good values. That's kind of our mandate. You have to be a value-driven person, but putting them in an unexpected light. So when I told people we were working with Tito early on, they said, oh, of course it's going to be some type of a fighting show. And I said, absolutely not. He's actually a technical fisherman. So I do a very lengthy casting process. It's almost like an interrogation that I put people through to kind of pull things out of them to see if they're a right fit for our network. I have a really cool thing that I do. And I learned this about Tito, and I was just like, absolutely, he's a technical fisherman. This is something he's always wanted to highlight. And Hollywood was kind of like, no, you're a fighter, and that's what we're going to focus on. You're the bad guy fighter. And that's the box that you're going to be put in. And, oh, you love your country? You're going to kind of go over there. So I was honored to learn this about Tito and highlight his skill, which is, again, something you can learn about fishing. I would have never thought I would enjoy a fishing show, watch a fishing show, produce a fishing show. Yeah, here I am. And it's really, really good. That actually drops September 3rd. I'm sorry, September 10th. Tito show drops September 10th.
Very good. And being Irish, I'd be familiar with Conor McGregor, and like he's done some show, but like when you see what he's done, I mean, obviously people would have seen him showing something at the bus with the other guy, but he knocked out an old man in a pub in Ireland, and most people wouldn't have seen that. And it, like, yes, he's so famous around the world and everything. So sometimes they're following people thinking, oh, this guy is great. He's promoting a whiskey. He's promoting this. So yes, they look at someone else and they think they're bad just based on the fighting and the kind of, it's all a game when they're actually on the stage and just saying things to them. So, the fact that you're showing a different side to somebody is actually brilliant as well.
Thank you very much. It's honored. This has been the honor of my lifetime, even to get this far. I mean, it's really remarkable that we've built this in just under 2 years. The platform, multiple TV series that we've completed. We're actually in production on 2 series currently, casting for more. It really is remarkable. And I don't know if your audience is religious or not, but I have to say that I cannot take all the credit for it. I'm very good at my job, but I am not that good. I really do feel the hand of God on my shoulder, pushing me forward and giving me the strength and ability to do everything that I'm doing. And it's really brought me to a deeper level of faith than really ever before. It's like all I want to do is work on We the Studios and consume God. That's it. It's really just a remarkable place that I'm in. And obviously I need all the blessings I can get, because this is it's a big feat that we're going up against in Hollywood.
Definitely. And I mean, I went to a Christian brother school and I kind of got turned off religion, but the more I look at it and a lot of people I'm connected with, and I see how they mock it. And even if you look at like the World Economic Forum, the cross, I mean, I think the cross is a kind of bad symbol because it's a memory of what happened. I don't know, but I am seeing a lot of people that have their faith behind them, and I think whatever way it works for them, and I like that, as opposed to doing the demonic route, getting the wrong people behind you. So when you have faith, it's like the ducks line up, the right people come into your life, and people, when they know that you have a faith and you're honourable to the faith, when they have a different faith or they believe in the wrong thing, it's like a magnet. They get pushed away from you, and that's what you want. You don't want them coming near you.
Yeah, no, it's really remarkable. I mean, the amount of people and the level and quality of people that have reached out to me, it's mind blowing. And I have landed in front of the right people. The right people have said yes, and the right people have said no as well. So it's really, really remarkable, the path that we've taken, and starting a new business with anything, there could be so many different challenges, so many different holdups. And seriously, we've been able to jump over very small hurdles to get this far. And I'm just so excited to bring TV for normal people to the world, literally to the entire world.
Right. And so is the plan that it's subscription and people pay monthly and then they've got full access and they'll have
Yes.
it on kind of like their phone on the TV? Is it kind of like...
Exactly. So we are in the Apple Store. We are in the Google Play Store. We also have our website, wethestudios.com, where you can join as a member. And given the economy and the way our entire world is suffering financially, we decided to do something really, really cool. For the rest of this year, you will pay a one-time fee of $17.76 and be able to consume September 3rd through the end of the year as a member. And then starting 2025, there will be a monthly fee. So we're really calling these our founding members, so to speak, and offering this discount because we are mindful of the times that we live in, and we don't want people to make a choice between consuming, we don't want people to make a choice between consuming normal TV and eating or taking transportation. So we really went as low as we possibly could, a really great number, $17.76 for the rest of 2024. And it's just a one-time fee, and that is it for the rest of this year. After that, it will go to a membership every single month for 2025.
And have you decided what the monthly fee will be from? I mean, that's obviously a very good value for from now to the end of the year.
So 2025 will be $9.99 per month. There will be promo codes that will be offered through different icons, and there will be different promotions where you can get anywhere between 20 and 30% off. So we're really trying to scale and bring this to the masses for as cheap as humanly possible. Obviously, there's a cost of doing business. There's server space, app store takes fees, and all of those things. So it's really just word of mouth and support of people joining as members. We can make more good content, and we could just keep kind of building this snowball and making more and more TV. We're putting all of the money on the screen. And I think you'll see that with our production quality. We put every single penny back on the screen. So if people continue to sign up the way they are, thank you so much, because we've already exceeded our milestones and all of the things that we had projected, which is a great thing. And you know who I give that glory to, right? So yeah, if they just keep subscribing and they keep joining for the rest of the year, we can continue to make good TV, because as soon as those subscriptions roll in, we greenlight more and more series. So it's just going to be this really, really cool evolution, and we can grow together. TV for normal people.
And I'm just curious, will you cater for the different budgets in different countries? And for example, like, I'm Irish, but I'm living in Poland, and I know Spotify and Netflix is a lot cheaper here. And then if people are, say, like in Bangladesh or Pakistan and different things like that, you know, like $10 to somebody in the States is nothing. In Ireland, it's not much either. You know, sometimes you play that for one beer, but in a lot of countries, so will you be catering for the different countries, the pricing?
So that is definitely on the table for 2025 to cater the pricing accordingly. For the rest of this year, 2024, it is the 1776. There's really not much better we can do than that. It's less than a cup of coffee a month is what it would cost you essentially per month. But then it's definitely on the table for 2025. And as we get more people joining as members for that 1776, that could just bring the price down for everybody overall. So please join as a member.
And I mean, because it's now you're launching, but have you experienced any kind of kickback from the competitions, censorship, you know, when you're trying to promote?
I mean, a little bit. I do think we've experienced a few things, but I don't know that they're looking at us as a threat at this point. They're probably looking at us trying to see what we'll do, given that we haven't released anything other than trailers, which are really, really good. So I bet there will be a lot of people watching. Obviously, we know where our content is being consumed currently. There's a lot of little pins in Hollywood, I guess, and Nashville, which is cool. But we actually see them from all over the world. So I can't really focus on the competition. I just focus on what we could do best. And if they want to come after us, I will take that as a calling card that we're actually doing something good. I will take that as a badge of honor. And I think our members will kind of say, hey, that's almost like the stamp of victory if you're being attacked by the big boys. But as of now, they're probably just kind of watching, and they're probably laughing at us, to be honest. And I really don't care, because we're kind of laughing at them too.
No, exactly. Yeah. So, like we touched on a few of the shows. You might mention a few of the other ones, you know, for just because usually something will cause the curiosity of somebody, or you mention this show is about this, and then they'll get involved. But then once you're in, it's like Disney had tried it for a month or something like that, and I just got out of it straight away. But usually, when you go into something and you go, oh, I like this, and then you do the next one. So you might just touch on the ones that you currently have, so that people can kind of, you know, be aware of what's available there.
Absolutely. And that's kind of what of our rollout process was. So our first series that we launched with, it's called Raising Reynolds. It's this beautiful family that you witness. They're living in Kentucky, husband and wife and 4 adopted children through foster care, mixed race, and just living their best life free from electronics. And the kids are just kids. And so that reaches, you know, one demographic, obviously children like watching children. And it's very extremely value-based series. Then we have Tito Ortiz with his fishing series, fishing out of the coast of Florida, which is the fishing capital of the world. So that's really, really cool. In addition to that, we have a really fun series called Super Influencer. And that series, every single episode is a different influencer, so to speak, and kind of highlighting their life. So we're showing the things that their cameras don't normally show. Obviously, when they're the director and the star, they're kind of showing what they want people to see, but we're showing them from a different light that they don't normally. So you're going to see their closets, you're going to see their homes, you're going to see their kids, some of them for the first time, that they don't normally highlight on social media. You're going to see their town. You're going to see where they get their facials and how they get their facials. So that one's really, really cool because, you know, the follow me culture, it's really interesting. You know, these people are literally making a living off the internet. And to me, that just blows my mind because I've always been business to business, brick and mortar. And there are people literally making their living with a handheld device on their own time. And it's fascinating. So super influencer is really cool. We have another one called kitchen fight. And so we invented that term kitchen fight. We decided what are the things that we want to tackle? And a big problem we have here in America is the schedules. Your American family, most people work 2 jobs. Mom and dad both work. Kids have all these different sports and all of these different directions. And the big problem that families have is getting around the kitchen table. And I feel like that's, as a mom of 4, family of 6, how important that is to reconnect and have that time together. So your kitchen fight is your average family that cannot get around the table. We have a host. She gets the groceries. She knocks on the door and she tells the family, go to the park, go swimming, whatever you do as a family. And I'm going to clean your kitchen and cook you a meal, take your devices, and just getting these families to reconnect again. And it's been really interesting to see these families, not for Christmas or Thanksgiving or a birthday, just get around the table for a meal and realize the importance of it. And they've been checking back in the families that we highlighted. And they said, you know what, we're doing this twice a week. We're doing this once a week now. And it's really inspiring. So that show, Kitchen Fight, is really, really cool. And that's what we're debuting with. We're kind of hitting all of these different markets. So we have the kitchen series, we have the cooking show, we have the fishing show, we have the family show, and then the influencer show. We also have a really amazing show in development, and that will drop early 25 called Living with the Levies. And that follows Jimmy Levy, a independent artist and his family living in Hollywood. But the catch is it's Hollywood, Florida. And his music career, which is a family-run business. And his family's Jewish, which is, you know, a hot topic these days. And however, Jimmy is a Christian living in his Jewish family. He has accepted Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior. So we're following this really interesting family that some families, you know, they may or may not identify. You're raised one faith and then you kind of switch along the line. And how does this family navigate that, as well as building his career in the music industry? So we have so many different points we're hitting with our content where, yes, you may come for Super Influencer and discover Tito. You may come for the Raising Reynolds and then discover our kitchen show. So it's just a really cool mix that, again, naturally, we're an extremely diverse network, and that is not a mandate that we have. We just have found some of the greatest people, and by default, it's a very diverse group.
Excellent. I mean, if we talk about like the kitchen one, because that's something I'm always conscious of. And no, I was lucky that we always sat around the table and ate, but I see so many people and it's like they don't even talk to each other. They're watching their devices. And when you see something like that, you don't know the ripple effect it's going to cause, which in turn, even for the next generation, because I do it because I was lucky to experience that we all sat around and chat and ate for the 3 meals during the day. I make sure I do with my child, but I know that a lot of people don't. And it might sound silly, but even if you look at, say, the other networks, they are showing what they want the kids to do to make it look normal. So,
yes.
You know, I love what you do. And with the influencer thing, that's an interesting one for me as well, because I'm actually reading a book at the moment. And it's like basically the FTC kind of taking a claim against companies that were paying influencers and it making it look like the influencers were just wearing this certain dress and stuff like that. So I know there's a lot, like, I mean, with me having, 6 kind of podcasts, I mean, I've been #1 in a lot of countries and I've got millions of downloads. But I look at a load of like influencers, as they call them or whatever, and they're loyal to kind of like McDonald's. They go to McDonald's or they're drinking the Red Bull. And it's like, you're selling yourself when you're doing that.
Right.
It's like, yeah, granted, you're going to get way more money than the thing, but why not do stuff healthy? Why not do something that's going to make a change in the world? And you then will be happier. So it's actually nice looking at the other side, because one, I mean, I haven't seen it, so I don't know exactly, but a lot of times people are looking at people. I mean, I know I with different events that I've been to, like sometimes people think these people have the best lives in the world. And the other thing is they're most a lot of them are the most soulless and depressed people you will ever meet in your life. Yes, you look on them on their whatever they're doing, and they look fantastic. So looking on both sides and just kind of seeing the road, because people, what you want to be when you grow up, I want to be an influencer. You know, that seems to be the newest thing. Like, so, you know, irrespective of what you're saying, the fact that you're looking at it from the other side is actually something that's going to open people's eyes as well.
Yeah, it's really cool with super influencers. So, of course, we're highlighting positive people on social media and the social media culture. But it was really interesting because one of our ladies, Lindsey Graham, that we highlighted, I mean, she's so beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful inside and out, and probably, you know, perfect face, very symmetrical. But we had a lot of scenes where she had no makeup on. And then we had scenes where she like was putting her makeup on and getting her face like camera ready. And I just think that's so important for women, young girls, mothers to see that she's a mom of 3 kids and she's not always perfect with the lipstick and the makeup and the hair and everything. To see her just natural and that she has a natural side, I think was really cool. And then, you know, kitchen fight, it was so cool because we kind of guided the kids. We got the kids involved. What do you want to do? And one of the little kids said, I want to set the table fancy. And she went and got the candles and the chargers and the placemats. And then you have all of these little kids, instead of playing a video game or being hunched over on a phone and everybody's siloed, they were together as siblings, setting a table and enjoyed doing it. And now this has become a family tradition. And it's just, that's why I say that I can't be this good, because these ideas obviously came to me. I'm creator of most of my content on We the Studios, but the fact that they are actually impacting families and we haven't even aired yet, it's just remarkable. And I take some credit, but I can't take all of it. I'm definitely being used as a vessel because our kids need it and they deserve it. I mean, the children are the future. I know people say that all the time. When you sit back and realize that, if the children are the future, how are there so many adults just sitting and doing nothing? They're sitting on their hands and they are not participating in either elections or, you know, supporting candidates or even, you know, subscribing to platforms that are bad for our kids. You just can't do it. You have to subscribe to things like We the Studios so that we can influence your kids, your grandkids, your neighbors in a positive way. So this is a public service. I know it sounds crazy to say that, but it really is a public service. We are positively impacting people. And I hope this could be my legacy and, you know, just really help people. It's really what it's for.
I think, you know, a lot of people, they think we're doomed. It's over. It's getting worse and worse. And it's like if people are listening and they'd like, the thing is, I always say, if you're just complaining or, you know, oh, how bad everything is, are you doing anything about it? And simple things is unsubscribe from some of the things and start following what you're doing. And then apply what you're looking at and watching. And then, because, I mean, I look at the generation, I mean, they're from, like, I was born in 72. So, like, there was a total different I look at people now, be kind of like 20 to 30, they're totally different. Like it's a entitlement thing. It's like, I'm right, what we believe is right, you cannot question what I'm saying, and it's scary. And I know that with my youngest child, my son, I have made him so much stronger and such a kind heart. Like, he doesn't get bullied. If he sees somebody getting bullied, he'll tackle them. He's not afraid of nobody. He speaks. Like, he won't tolerate anything that's wrong. And I was like, if you have more like that. And when I listen, you know, I was excited about having this conversation because it's like, if you've got millions of children sitting down, because sometimes, unfortunately, the way the world is done, we no longer have the mother at home, or even if it's the father, it doesn't matter.
Right.
That's
right.
Okay, whoever decides to stay at home. But we no longer have that like that. And sometimes the kid is at home looking at the thing. Even if that is the situation, and it's like, okay, you can watch it, but they've got We the Studios to be watching. They come home and they see the dinner made for them or something like that. It's a different thing. So I commend you, and I thoroughly enjoy. And I definitely I'd like to get you back in the new year, because obviously this is evolving so much and the different things that you're doing, and so you might let people know where they can find you.
Absolutely. So the best way to find us is at wethestudios.com. That's where you can grab your membership for $17.76 for the rest of 2024. If you are on social media, every handle, every platform, we are We the Studios. So every major platform, just go to We the Studios and follow us. Probably our most popular one that people seem to find us is Instagram. So if you want to check us out on Instagram, that seems to be the place where people are really having conversations together on our page, which I find remarkable. I mean, there are literally conversations that people are having about adoption, because we have that in one of our series, and fishing and all of these different things, and just about the world. And it's been really, really cool to see people communicating on our page. But definitely go to wethestudios.com, 1776. And I will give your viewers, if you don't mind, they could use my name, Cara, Cara, for a promo code, and they will receive 30% off of that for the balance of the year.
So it's cheap enough already, and you decided to even make it cheaper again.
It's like costing us money at this point, but you know what? The mission is to go wide and fast as quickly as possible, and educate and inspire as many people as we possibly can throughout the world, and really reach our kids. And so if we have to, discount things next to nothing, that's what we're going to do, because we really need to reach the kids and make it a no-brainer, right? It's totally worth the risk at this point.
Excellent. So I'll make sure I put the link, plus all your socials. I know you've the Instagram, but I know you've got a few others as well, because people will start following what they prefer, because everyone has their preferences. And I'll also put in the discount code. So thank you very much. Thoroughly enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you so much.
So that's all for the Awakening Podcast. You'll find other episodes on awakeningpodcast.org. Sure to give us a thumbs up, 5-star rating, and share with your friends. And comment on what we discussed today. We'd love to know what you think. Until next week, take care. So I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. As mentioned at the start, you'll find my 6 podcasts on bio.link/podcaster. And also, if you'd like to start a podcast or do a podcasting tour, you'll find the information on that, or on the QR code that's there. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, 5-star rating, and share with your friends, because it really helps. Until next week, take care.